Dumbledore pours ink into a shallow pool in which Harry Potter submerges himself. From within the pool, Harry Potter watches as the ink organizes into an image he perceives as Dumbledore's memory. If I or you were to submerge ourselves in the pool, the ink would also accumulate into a form we would perceive as Dumbledore's memory. But the ink in either case would not produce the same image or form for its viewer. The ink itself moves in relation to the physical quality of the water, the speed at which I submerge my face into the water, the speed at which Dumbledore pours the ink, and the shape of my face. The action renders a unique image for its viewer, but it is still able to produce a similar perception of Dumbledore's memory. This perception is only possible if the person who is submerging themselves into the shallow pool trusts in Dumbledore. They expect that in submerging themselves into the shallow pool, they will see Dumbledore's memory. Instead, they see both what they perceive to be Dumbledore's memory and the natural formulation of ink in a pool. As these two sights coincide, a unique understanding of Dumbledore's memory begins to develop. This understanding is separate but related to how it is remembered by Dumbledore. Dumbledore's memory changes as a result of this process.
Let it go down. It's I was biking to Central Park the other day, and I went past the statue of Balto. It's like a bronze statue, like a memorial to Balto, the sled dog. How good of a boy do you have to be for humans to to build a statue of you? I was just cracking up about that. It's like, I'll tell you what I love about that statue is that like when you normally see a memorial, there's two thoughts. It's like, one, oh, it's kind of sad that that person isn't around to see how beloved they are. And two, that like, oh, it's kind of nice that we're setting an example for future generations, saying these are our values and this is what we support as a society. But if Balto was around, that statue wouldn't mean shit to him. It's like, here's a thing that doesn't smell interesting, you can't chew on it. And there's no sled dogs that are like taking notes. Like, one day I want to be like Balto. Whatever. All right. Does everybody here know what a furry is? Does anybody here not know what a furry is? That's hard to do to one person, but for those of you who don't know, furries are these people who we'll start there. They're people. They dress up in full body animal costumes and they fuck each other. So now we're on the same page. Can I say something about furries, and we can just kind of we can keep it between us? I need to know that this is going to be confidential. I need some kind of. I can't say what I'm going to say next unless I know that this is not leaving. Okay, they're right. They're right. Look at that, dead silence. That's the appropriate response. What do you think I'm saying? You think I'm saying that humans should get to fuck animals? Because that's not what I'm saying. That's not that fucking an animal. That's a cruel. It's a violent act. I don't condone it. But that's not what the furries are proposing. That's not part of the furry proposition. You know that, right? When furries, when they're walking down the street and they see a lady walking her dog, they're not like, that's my fucking guy right there. They don't want to fuck that dog. They want to fuck like an anthropomorphized version of the dog, right? So it's like, it's got like a human brain, right, and a human body, right, with tits and a ass. But it's just the body's soft and furry like a dog's is. That sounds nice, right? All right, you're not coming with me on this, but I'm right. I'm fucking right about this. I'll put it this way: a guy comes to you, he says, "You have an option. You can fuck this woman who's a regular woman, the way that women are, or you can have sex with this woman who has velvet skin." I'm not saying what I would do, but I'm not saying what I wouldn't do. But here's something. I like having my nipples rubbed. Usually that gets a big laugh, but because there's nothing tough about that. There's nothing. Do you ever feel like do you ever feel like your therapist wishes you were just like a little more traumatized, just to spice things up? I've been seeing my guy for 2 years, and about a month and a half ago, I had a repressed memory come back, and this actually isn't part of the joke. I realized that when I was 6 years old, I was molested, and I told my therapist that, And he said, fuck yeah, that's exactly what I went to school for. Was it a family friend? Like, yeah, it was a family friend. He was like, this is why we play the game. All right, I'm gonna leave it on that. Thanks so much.
The artist who made this statue was named Anahaya Huntington, and she lived from 1876 to 1973. The statue is titled Mother Bear and Cubs, and was sculpted in 1955. Here is a historian's description of Anna's method of sculpting. At the Bronx Zoo, Anna modeled all day from an instant glimpse of a jaguar, halted by a shout as it descended from its branch to its breakfast meat. Photography at the time was not readily accessible. It was difficult to photograph things that moved and nearly impossible to photograph things in the wild. Anna was unable to sculpt the bear from an image, so she learned how to sculpt the bear from memory. She could spend years sketching and modeling from the 5 seconds she may have seen a bear. The product of this process is an image of a bear that never changes, developed from a memory of a bear, which changed incessantly. It should be noted that Anna's depiction of mother bear and cubs is therefore not an image of a mother bear and her cubs. Anna's depiction is an image of her memory of a mother bear. But we identify the image taken from Anna's memory as the image of a bear. I grew up a few houses away from the park where this sculpture lives. It's the first sculpture I can remember. I loved climbing over it. I remember the coarse texture of the mother bear's fur and the smoothness of her paw. Before I could even read, before I saw a photograph of a bear, before I saw a bear in real life, before I saw a bear in the wild, before I watched a Memphis Grizzlies game, all of which now inform my perception of bears, I knew what a bear was because of Anna's statue. For a period of time, my perception of a bear was synonymous to Anna's depiction of a bear. In this way, Anna's memory bear is able to affect an individual's perception of what bears can be.
Nothing lasts, it all will fade, and yet it always ends too early. Things unsaid and debts unpaid. If you love me, come hold me now. Come tell